Hey guys, this is Jatin with rockgrow. In this particular video, we're gonna decode the entire interview process round, interview questions, answers of those IT companies like Genpact, Cognizant, Accenture, HCL, and others, right? So let me first of all highlight the problem statement that we already identified and gonna fix for today. When I was in my college, preparing for those on-campus and off-campus job interview for these companies, when I used to do internet research in order to figure out the best interview question that I can expect in my next interview. I used to get a tons of resources in the form of website articles, in the form of videos and other available resources, and used to take me around 4 to 5 hours daily to scan through these content, right? What I expect from you guys is not to waste your time in scanning through all those content, because what I did for you is to spend my last 15-20 days in order to figure out the most commonly asked interview questions if you are appearing for these IT companies. Having said that, we're going to target people who are appearing as a fresher or experienced people in these companies like Genpact, Accenture, SCL, and other IT companies. This is part one where I'm gonna, showcase all those technical and HR interview questions that will be there in your next interview round if you're appearing for a software engineer or a technical profile with these companies. If you want answers to these questions, all I expect from you guys is two very simple process. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. If I reached 500 plus likes on this video, I'm gonna invite a software engineer from these companies to answer all these questions for you. Talking about the interview process, pretty much straightforward. You can apply for a specific opening in the form of career portal or LinkedIn job section. You can go to employee referral way as well if you want to increase the chance of getting a job interview call by 80 to 90%. Learn how to get employee referral. Sign up to this workshop by rockgrow, LinkedIn off-campus 8 days workshop. I'm going to provide the link in the description, where on day 4 we're going to discuss how to go about social selling in order to get employee referrals. Next step, if you get a chance, if you got a call from the HR, then we have group discussion or aptitude, HR telephonic interview, code interview, and then 6 weeks training as well. Talking about the different types of questions, we're gonna cover technical, coding, and HR interview questions. Let's get started with the technical interview questions. Technical interview question, again, the most repetitively asked questions around those different tons of websites and videos that I scanned through. Pillar of OPS, object-oriented programming language. Differentiate between C, C++, and Java. What is call value and call by reference? What is SLDC? Describe your task concerning a SQL server deployment. What do you know about JavaScripting API? Can you think of a use case? You're given a positive integer x. Your task is to find and return the minimum number of steps x has to take to get reduced to 1. Longest palindromic substring. Given a string y consisting of lowercase English letter, you're supposed to return the longest palindromic string of y. You're given a list of string dictionary that represent the correct spelling of words and a query string query that may have incorrect spelling. You have to check whether the spelling of the string query is correct or not. If not, then return the list of suggestions from the list dictionary. Otherwise, you return an empty list which will be internally interrupted as the correct string. So we're not just talking about those basic equations or differentiate between C, C++, Java. We're talking about more like a practical oriented, coding and the technical profile questions. Because end of the day, if you are cracking those interview rounds of these e-learning giants, we're talking about a salary package of 20 lakhs plus, right? So you have to be ready for these sort of complex interview questions as well. You already have the list, right? So all you have to do is to prepare for the answers. If you want my help in preparing those answers, just like this video, right? 500 plus likes, I'm gonna invite a technical profile person who's gonna help you to provide these responses. How do you typically troubleshoot problems? Can you give me a step-by-step example? Tell me what you know about virtualization and containerization. Do you have any specific experience with tools like VMware or VirtualBox? Data structure and types. You have given a long type array list ARR of size X. It represents an elevation map where ARI denotes the elevation of the height bar. Print the total amount of rainwater that can be trapped in these elevations. You are given an infinite supply of points of denomination y, y0, y1, y2 up to yn minus 1. You need to figure out the total number of ways x in which you can make the change for value v using coins or denomination from y. Print 0 if a change is impossible. These are going to be your key questions that you need to have to be prepared. So it may happen that, let's say, the last question may come to you in a different form, but it's going to be coming to your next interview round. So make sure you are preparing for those interview questions. Next one we have is coding, and then we have the HR interview round. Let's get started. Now when we talk about coding questions, then these are the topmost questions that generally being asked. Differentiate coding and programming. So these are very basic questions that you should know differentiate between coding and programming, differentiate between HTML and CSS. What do you know about the role of a developer and a designer? Computer program used to write code. Have you know how you can actually reverse a string? What is palindrome string? Write a code for me. How can you remove duplicates from arrays? Print a binary tree in vertical order. How to convert number string to integer in Java. Write a code to reverse a sentence of digit. Write a code to reverse a string in Python. Write a code to combine two languages. So these are the most repetitively asked questions available online via personal call that I've done to IT system engineers, right? If you guys want the practical answers to all these questions, all I expect from you is to like this video and subscribe. If you're gonna help me grow, I'm gonna in return help you grow as well. It's a mutual work that's gonna happen here. Now when we talk about the last slide that talks about HR interview questions, so these are the top most HR interview questions that can be asked in your next interview. Tell me about yourself. That's generally a basic question that everyone asks to make sure the next person who is actually appearing for the interview should feel comfortable, right? That's the whole objective behind tell me about yourself question. Why do you want to join us? Why should we hire you? Right? These are the two ways this question can be asked. The other ways as well, that why do you think you are the best role for this particular position? Tell me about the company, right? Questions related to the company and the responsibilities that you're gonna handle. That is where the job description comes into play. Tell me about your strength and weakness, short-term and long-term goals. Why is there an employment gap? Why do you want to change? Salary expectation. How will you handle the pressure? Future of programming language. So these are the top most and repetitively asked HR interview questions that will be there in your next interview round. Make sure you are preparing answers to all those technical coding and HR interview question list that I've compiled for you. It took me around 1 month to prepare this particular video. Please make sure you're liking this video right now. Now when we talk about the next step, I'm also targeting around 500 plus like on this particular video. Not just this, for specifically for HR interview questions, we have already compiled a workshop for you guys where in particular day 8 we're going to talk about HR interview questions. So if you want to just look at the HR interview questions, I would suggest that just day 8 and day 5 should be your preferences, right? When we talk about the entire job research, then we have day 2, day 3, 4, 6, 7. But you have just before the day of your interview, then I would suggest day 8 and day 5 are going to be a day which you should watch. These are free of cost registration that we have over our rockgrow LinkedIn off campus workshop. All you need to do is to click on get your dream job, register for free, and explore the content for free. That's something we can do right now with respect to preparing for those HR interview questions. If you want part 2 to go live as soon as possible, considering like this video right now and subscribing to the channel as well, I provided a Telegram group link in the description section, making sure you are joining that particular group to get instant updates on new videos, on questions, on updates, anything that we have for you guys in order to meet your end objective. So we look forward to your presence in the next video. Till then, namaskar.